I'm about to say, Joe, there's nothing in the
Yeah.
top corner.
All right, guys, welcome back to Relegation Battle. Things only one place to start this week. Tight. Lampard has been sacked, and it looks like he's going to be replaced by Thomas Tuchel. What are your initial thoughts?
Um, like I know I was Lampard out, yeah, but then when I saw like everything coming out and all that, like all the rumors about players going to the board asking to get sacked, it made me kind of sad, just because yeah, like it's Lampard, isn't it? And he's my favorite player, and then but you've got to judge the player and the legend. I mean, the player and the manager are different. So he's a legendary player, but he wasn't ready for the Chelsea job. Clearly, obviously, a lot of people are angry and already being toxic towards Tuchel just because Lampard got sacked, which isn't fair. But hopefully he comes in and does well. I mean, I spoke to because one of my mates watches Dortmund quite a lot, so obviously he was telling me how it is a good appointment and how he will still use players like Hudson-Odoi and all them young players, and he'll probably improve the football as well. So hopefully that improves. And yeah, so there's rumours that he could actually be there on Wednesday, taking the Wolves game. So hopefully we can beat Wolves, and then we've got Burnley, and then we've got a really tough run coming up with playing Spurs. We've got Atletico Madrid at some point as well. I think we play United soon too. So hopefully it all improves now, but I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough run of games to start off with. I got that list I sent up probably to all of you earlier about Lampard's the reasons he was sacked, like his relationship with Marina, Granos, Scavia,
Kind of style. Yeah.
that deteriorated. The Leicester game was like the tipping point for them. Petr Cech started getting involved. Declan Rice, like he wanted to sign him, but the board weren't having it because they got rid of him when he's in the academy. And it looks like he lost
See,
the
that
dressing
one
room as
makes no
well.
sense because, with Rice, yeah, we actually need a player like him. That's the thing, because I think what Lampard wanted to do was eventually play 4-2-3-1, but obviously he's not here now. And I think he wanted to play Kante with someone else, like we did with when we had Matic. We used to play a two. So I think we still need, since Matic left, obviously Chelsea thought Bakayoko was going to be the solution. Obviously that didn't happen. So yeah, since Matic left, we haven't really been able to replace him with a proper CDM. Obviously Kante is good, but he's not him and Matic, they play different. So we need someone that can complement Kante again. And I think Rice would have done that, but clearly that wasn't going to happen. So hopefully we can bring in someone else. But yeah, the Rice one, that doesn't actually make any sense to me.
What do you expect now for the rest of the season? Because obviously top four was the objective after a while, because it's a weird season. You can't really predict any of the games that's happening. So what do you hope for now under Tuchel?
No, what I think they've done is obviously they've sacked him in January. So what I think they've done is they're bringing in Tuchel now to give him just 6 months to try and just to get his system across to the team, try and work on everything, so that when we have a pre-season and then obviously going into next season, hopefully they're ready to just start firing again and start playing under the system well. So I think that's what they've done. So obviously I'm just expecting the football to improve, and then I've written off top four anyway, already, because I don't think it's going to happen. So maybe an FA Cup, and then hopefully the football improves, and then next season hopefully we can push on and just do whatever. That's where I stand at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Jack, I know you think Lampard's sacked a bit too early. What do you just make of the whole situation? Because there's been a quick replacement as well.
I just think it's a Chelsea thing. They're always it's can be good in some terms, but they're always for short term success. They're never for the long term success. And getting Lampard in, even I know I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I thought it was going to be different this time. Obviously Lampard's just had one job at Derby, so you're thinking, all right, they're building for the next 5-10 years. Don't get me wrong, everyone joked about last year, but he actually had quite a good season. Finished top four, had a transfer ban, used young players, good football, brought in players. We all know they're all quality players, but outside part of Chelsea fans, we could see that not all players, like, they need time to gel. You can't buy like 5 top quality players and expect them to play very well straight away. So, and they started the season well, and I think they were just on a bad run of form. And like I said, they're just short-term success. If they're not going the right way, then they're going to get sacked. And like you said, the Leicester game, they were awful, but a 2-0 loss to Leicester, obviously, maybe they might have been more the way they played weren't great. But yeah, I just still think it was too early.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I think you guys play Wolves on Wednesday. Game you lose early in the season away, but you're at home this time. So it'll be interesting to see if Tuchel comes in that early, because I do think he's still in Germany. So we'll have to go through a couple of tests before he comes over. Let's go to Tottenham then. Tom, you're playing tonight, obviously, in the FA Cup against Wickham. So still waiting to see the result on that. But you beat Sheffield United on the weekend, I believe. 3-1. Yeah. The season, I mean, at December, we talked about it, you guys were a bit off form. But now, since the new year, you've almost turned that around a bit. I believe you're unbeaten this calendar year. Do you think, because Europa League's coming up as well, do you want to keep going in the FA Cup, or do you want to just keep playing almost like a second team in it, no matter what the opponent is? Because you're in the Carabao Cup final as well, of course.
Yeah, and then we've got Europa League. I think he wants to win Europa League because that's not just a trophy, but more money. You get quite a bit more money from Europa League, and obviously it's another spot for Champions League in a way, just in case we don't get top 4. We've got a big squad. Depends on the team we get. Hopefully, we've got Everton next if we beat Wickham. He probably will go strong for that. I just see him going strong for it. I'm not going to lie. I don't know whether I want him to or not. It depends on the situation. I don't know when the next FA Cup game would be after the Wickham game, to be honest. But yeah, I expect him to go strong for this competition.
I mean, in the past, we have seen you guys go strong for mainly due to lack of depth, especially up top of the Harry Kane. Do you think you're at a point where you can trust Carlos Vinicius now?
Yeah, I'll be a bit pissed off if Kane starts tonight. I'm not going to lie, because to be honest, if I was them, no disrespect to Wickham, right, but we got a big game against Liverpool Thursday, and I wanted them to go extra time with United, but United ended up winning in the end. But they just had a hard game against United. I want us to rest all our players, every single one. Maybe a couple in there, but save the main pick up of the players. I want us to be fresh for Liverpool because we got them last time, should have won. Obviously we didn't. In the last couple of games we were against Liverpool, we should have got at least something out of it. Sometimes I think we should have won it, and then we always lose it. So I want to beat Liverpool this time because they're not doing great at the moment. They're there for the taking.
Yeah. I mean, they've struggled to score goals, apart from that last game in the FA Cup against United. Defensively, they don't look as strong as they were. If you beat them, you do go above them with a game in hand as well. So do you think it's almost like a bit of a season-defining game already that Liverpool won at home?
Yeah, possibly. Still too early. I know we're basically halfway. Still too early because we've got another half. Anything can happen in the league. You can see how the league changed. Look at Chelsea. They're going on about they're going to win the league, and then he's sacked. So just shows you how the Premier League can just change. But we beat Liverpool. I mean, you said that we've been unbeaten. That sounds great. But then if you look at it, it's been poor because we may have been unbeaten, but we dropped points against Fulham, Wolves. I think it was Wolves. Yeah. So it hasn't been great form. Hasn't been the worst. It ain't been great. Not good enough. But this is the perfect opportunity to bring our confidence back. Because if we drop points again, I don't even want to point against Liverpool. I feel like we have to beat them. That's the mindset I think we have to be in, because we haven't been playing great football. We ain't been getting that many points. Not as confident as what we were early on in the season. I think a win against Liverpool he's needed to build that back up. I think they're there for the taking. I don't think they're that great at the moment, so I want us to win it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Jack, United have beaten Liverpool this week, 3-2 in the FA Cup. It was a end-to-end game from us on the highlights. You also beat Fulham as well earlier in the week, which is an important win. Great goal from Pogba to seal it as well, coming up clutch now. How confident are you now going into the next few games before the Champions League starts? Or Europa League, sorry.
I mean, yeah, got excited then when you said Champions League, but then I remembered. I mean, again, we've got a big chance. We've got Arsenal on the weekend, but before that, we've got Sheffield United. They're not great. No, they're terrible at the moment. So we need to win that. And again, that'll build even more confidence. And then we've got, like I said, Arsenal on the weekend. And I don't know too sure if it's under Ollie or definitely since Arteta's come in at Arsenal, we haven't beaten them. So that's, I can say a massive game because we haven't done too well against the top six this year. Lost twice and drawn 3. No, something like that. But we haven't been great. So this week's a massive week.
Yeah, I think drew against Liverpool, Spurs and Chelsea. So, not Spurs. Liverpool.
City.
Yeah, City, that's the one. So, like you said, you do have a poor run against the top 6. Do you think that Liverpool game on the weekend would have helped you a lot in that regard, especially winning the way you did with a nice free kick as well?
100%. Even though we haven't been great, I'm going to say it's like not only, but it's the FA Cup, but still it's against a very good team, Liverpool, and it's not like their team was weak either. They were a strong team, so that would give our players the confidence. And again, just going back, especially because this season we haven't been great, that game would have been like, okay, we can mix it up with the top teams this season. So hopefully we'll win against Sheffield United, and then a big performance against Arsenal on the weekend.
Yeah, and I think the other thing I saw today was the whole Van de Beek Pogba situation. Van de Beek obviously not getting as much game time as we probably would have expected, but I saw today that Ollie had a meeting with him, almost just saying to him, yeah, you will get your game time. But the journalist saying, you know what, it does depend on the Pogba situation in the summer as well. Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? We don't know. He's scoring some clutch goals for you guys. Think about the West Ham game, Burnley game, and our Fulham one. They might not be the greatest teams, but you're getting winners and getting the 3 points in the games, which is why you're top of the league. I mean, how do you just resolve this Pogba issue? Is it trying to tie him down to a new contract? Is it just getting his agent out the door? Like, what's the end point with it?
I just wish there was a clause in the contract, be like, if you sign this contract, your agent cannot speak about you. But I think every Man United fan has always wanted, there's always been a Pogba that's been inconsistent, but we've just wanted Pogba just to put his head down and work hard and just play. And that's what he's doing. Start of the season wasn't great. Had COVID, struggled to come back, but now he's physically very fit and playing nearly every game. So he's looking very well. And it's hard because clearly he has a dream to play for Real Madrid or go back to Juventus, whatever it is. So he may not, even if we do well, we win a trophy or get back in the Champions League, I still think he's going to go. But saying that, I don't care because I just want him right now just to put his head down and work hard. And that's what he's doing. He's playing fantastically and he's playing every game. So
yeah, he is doing really well right now. Hopefully he can keep that consistency going. Yeah, like you mentioned, you have us next weekend, but we also have Southampton tomorrow. I believe in the last week we beat Newcastle 3-0. It was a good win for us. Batman getting back in the goals. Smith Rowe and Saka combining again, which was good to see for us. But then on the weekend we did lose 1-0 to Southampton. Unfortunately, it's their own goal from Gabriel, knocked us out the FA Cup. I mean, a lot of the talk was about the team selection, but to be honest, I didn't really care about it because I didn't think our league campaign's finished personally. Like, I know, Ty, you think differently, but so we're 7 points off top 4, you're 5 points off it. right now Southampton are 2 points ahead of us with a game in hand. So even if we get a draw tomorrow, they still could go 5 points ahead. If we get a win, we go above them for now, and then who knows what happens in the hand. But if we lose, and we get a 5 point gap, they get a 5 point gap on us, and then increase to 8 later, it would just seem like a waste. So I was more than happy to just almost play a weaker team in the cup, especially this year as well with the more cramped fixtures, Europa League coming up. We just didn't need a cup run almost. So for me, that wasn't a problem because I think tomorrow's game is so important for us because we're right next to them in the table. I think if we win that, we can go above Chelsea and Villa as well. Even though they all have game in hands on us, it's still important to just get that mentality of we're moving up the table slowly. You know, Partey's come back into the team, got a good assist for Aubameyang. I don't know if I'm the only fan who thought this, but Cedric got like a lot of like good credit against Newcastle, but I thought he was shit. Like I thought he moved the ball so slowly, it was backwards. I thought his crossing was terrible. I don't know what everyone else saw that I didn't see. But he was dreadful for me, and he was dreadful again on the weekend for Southampton. So I don't know.
Because Bellerin has been so bad. So then obviously Arsenal fans, they just want to like hype up.
It's like it was like just go back to, but same thing like Chelsea. They had Kepa, brought in Mendy. He started well, but they were like even overhyping him just because they only had a poor person to compare to.
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of like your probably standards are still high. There's a lot of probably Arsenal fans that standards are so low because of Bellerin. And then once they see Cedric, they're like, wow, what a right back we've got here.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he's not great.
Yeah, definitely an issue there. I think we just got to throw Maitland-Niles in there personally. He played against, who was it? It was Crystal Palace, but he wasn't good because there's just a lack of match sharpness for him. He just wasn't on it. But the more we play him, the more he'll get that back and he'll get back to the form we saw from him at the end of last season and saw the start of the beginning of this one. So, yeah, tomorrow's game's huge for us. But yeah, like you said, that United game, I don't think you've beaten us under Arteta, but I think since Ole's come in, you've beaten us once, and that was in the Cup, I think 2 seasons ago, and Sanchez scored that game. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be important for Ole not just to get a win over us, but just a top 6 game away in the league as well.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm confident at the Emirates, confident against United normally, but I think the form you're on, beating Liverpool as well, I'm a bit nervous for it, but at the same time, I feel like it is a lot more important for you guys than it is for us because the way the season's going, if we lose or even like drop points, it won't be easy for us to take, especially as fans. But as a club, we won't dwell on it too much. But if you guys drop points to us now, the place we're in the table and the place you are and what you're fighting for, I think if you don't win the title, we might look back at it.
Well, if we lose to you, then we could go down to 3rd depending on other results.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not really a fixture you want to look back and regret on, especially the way both teams are going at the moment. But
yeah,
I feel like Arteta's starting to get his team now. He's starting to realise what works best, what doesn't, which players work well together, which don't. So as long as injuries are kept to a minimum, I feel like we should keep progressing. And then, Ozil's officially left. Socrates officially left today. He's gone to Olympiacos. Mustafi looks like he's about to terminate his contract as well. It's just getting these passengers away from our club, getting the wage bill down as well a bit. It's just slowly but surely heading the right direction as a club for us. And then Odegaard as well, I think that's a great signing because it's really much risk in it. 6-month loan deal, offers a bit of depth for Smith Rowe. He's a great creative player, so if he helps create chances, that's perfect as well. I mean, speaks great English as well, so he doesn't really have that language barrier that could affect him. Will help him communicate with the players as well. I mean, if he doesn't perform well, not the worst thing for us. We could just I'm sure it'll still be good enough that we could rotate him into Europa League or something like that. But it just helps Smith Rowe almost take a bit of pressure off him as well, because right now there's so much on him, so much on Saka to provide all the creativeness in our squad. So taking that off, I think it's just a great signing for 6 months as well. But yeah, perfect for us. Liverpool, we mentioned a bit there, not going well from the moment. the only win since that 7-0 came against Aston Villa when they played, but obviously that was
Yes.
their academy as well, pretty much. So not great for them at the moment. But if you look at their fixtures, there are Spurs, West Ham, Brighton, City, Leicester, then Leipzig and Everton. So it's not going to get any easier for them.
Yeah, that's tough for us.
But I think Salah getting the goals again could help them a bit. But it's that defensive area. I think we're starting to see the long-term effects of No Van Dijk in there. Because short
Reece
term,
Williams is awful.
yeah,
he just jumps in all the time, don't
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
terrible, man.
Yeah.
So I think short term we saw what Fabinho can do. He can also hold the position down, but in the long run, you do need a proper centre back there. So
It
still
doesn't
got
look
players
like they're
left.
gonna buy one for Klopp either.
Looks
Yeah,
like Klopp's been getting angry in press conferences about the board as well. So
Yeah, kept saying I've
It's gonna be
given them
interesting.
players. It's up to them now to go and buy them. But
Yeah.
it doesn't look like
yeah. I mean,
with 5-6 days left.
exactly. Yeah. Still time, but it's not looking
Yeah,
good. They were looking at Socrates for a bit, but now he's gone in the PR It's going to be interesting. I'll be
there's
more
no
than happy.
one top quality that you can get
Yeah.
in probably January with 6 days left.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they can take Mustafi for all I care, but I don't think anyone really wants that. Man City carrying their good form, beating Villa 2-0. There's a bit of controversy around that game with the Bernardo Silva goal. So Tyrone Mings, he got the ball, Rodri's in offside position, comes back and takes it. The only controversy is, has he got like complete control of the ball? Because that's what decides if it's a new phase or not. If he's taking the ball down and controlled it properly and like he's in, like it's his ball, it's a new phase. If not, then it's still the old one and Rodri will be offside. I personally thought it was still offside because he's just chested it down and he hasn't really got control of it. But I don't know if you guys saw it. What do you guys make of it?
for me, I think of course like he's miles when their when the Man City players heads it, he's miles offside. But if you look, Tyrone Mings literally turns his head and checks that he's behind him, sees him, chests it, then gets it caught under his foot. When he goes like this and chests it, he's deliberately tries to control that ball. He's then got down and he's lost control of the ball. So that touch on his chest made it a new phase of play because that's a deliberate control. But I get why there's a lot of controversy because isn't like if he gains an advantage from being in an offside position and stuff like that, and clearly he did get an advantage, but realistically it probably is a new phase of play because in my opinion he deliberately tries and controls the ball.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a weird one because the rules aren't very specific. There's different scenarios, but
Yeah,
I think it's just a bit unlucky for Villa because they're holding on really well. Martinez made a couple of good saves. Man City got a bit lucky at the same time as well.
Late that happened, yeah.
Yeah, but then they went on to lose 2-0. City then almost looked like it was a shock on their cards against Cheltenham. But the last 10 minutes, they scored 3 goals, got the job done into the next round of the Cup as well. They're doing well in the league. Leicester continue to do well as well. Beat Chelsea 2-0, of course. I think it was Maddison and Ndidi with the goals. Ndidi, that was a complete scuff shot. I don't know how that went in on his left foot as well. But
that was off the post, wasn't it, that one?
yeah. Then Maddison, I think, just got away from Reece James, got in behind, and good finish from him. He's on good form at the moment.
Listen, it was his first game back from injury.
Whenever Reece James makes a mistake, United and Liverpool fans are happy. When Trent makes a mistake, Chelsea United fans are happy, and Wan-Bissaka is
I'll give it to Trent as well. So
yeah, I think it's not quite the Lampard or goals level debate, but Wan-Bissaka, Trent, and Reece James are definitely causing a couple of arguments on Twitter.
And that though, yeah, Trent's the worst one at the moment, man. He's been awful.
Yeah, he's been great.
I think that's the whole Liverpool side in general as well. But yeah, Leicester beat Brentford as well in the FA Cup, so they're through to the next round. Elsewhere, bottom 3, Sheffield United, West Brom, Fulham. I think West Brom face City next, so that should be an interesting one. I think they drew at the Etihad just before Bilic got sacked, so Big Sam needs to get a couple of those big points in. Newcastle in big trouble, I think. Steve Bruce is just not getting the best out of the players. He's moaning a lot about it in the press as well. It doesn't seem like the ownership's having any progression with selling the club. I mean, what do you guys think about Newcastle? I mean, it seems like it's been a while since Mike actually said he'll sell it. It's been the same problems every year. I think Gary Neville said it. I think what's wrong is the expectation of the fans. They expect Newcastle to play this good quality of football, almost like top 6 level, like just on the cuff of it. But that's not the reality. The reality is they're not that team anymore. So what do you think? Are the fans' expectations just too high at Newcastle?
Well,
I mean,
it's a
when
big
they're
club.
appointing guys like Steve Bruce, like what do they expect to see good football? Like, it makes no sense. Yeah, go on, Tom. What was you gonna say?
Yeah, they're a big club. Newcastle are a massive club in England, and they're rich, good stadiums, probably the most passionate fans other than Liverpool in our country, if I'm honest. They've been like that for years. It started ever since they got relegated, came back up, got relegated again, came back up. He gets a lot of slack, their chairman, because he won't put money into his Newcastle business and helping the team progress, but then he's trying to buy other businesses out there, like I think he buy like a shop or something like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it
It's
was.
direct now.
Yeah, no, I think it was another one, but I can't remember. But they've been asking him to get like, you see so many videos on social media where you see a video of a Newcastle fan just give him abuse when they see him in public. Like, I can't believe he's still got the club, because surely you can only take so much yourself. It's not like he needs the money. I don't know if he actually is a Newcastle fan himself, but I'm not surprised that Newcastle fans are going nuts, because they're a big club. They want to go back to. It's not about whether they're there. They aren't that big club anymore. They are still a big club. So they want the club to act in a way that they are progressing. They don't want to keep going backwards all the time, because that's what it seems like it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think St. Maximin's retiring now. He was out for a while with COVID. I think maybe another slight injury, but he's back in training now. So that could give them a bit of a boost. Elsewhere, the Euros, still don't know what's going on, but it's a bit weird because they're saying if you want a refund on your tickets, tomorrow's the final day, but no one knows what's going on in the competition. So you can't really make a proper choice with that. It's a bit weird from UEFA and FIFA to make that decision, but it seems a bit unethical. In the Bundesliga, Neuer got a new record for most clean sheets. Got 197 Bundesliga clean sheets now. That's an unbelievable number. Lewandowski, I believe, got 500 career goals as well now. So another fantastic record for him in a pretty much great year for him, probably the best year of his career so far. I mean, Kimmich is doing great there as well. I think he's got 9 assists in 11 starts there. So Bayern looking strong for the title again. I mean, Dortmund dropped points again. I think it's a 4-2 loss against Borussia Mönchengladbach. They just can't be helped at the moment. But I think Leverkusen. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting again, because I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing this summer, just Sancho United the whole way through. Maybe we'll end differently.
He hasn't been playing well.
He has been recently.
Playing well.
Yeah. So the new calendar year has been doing better. I mean, we've seen that a couple of times, isn't it? Like, even though it's not really like a new season, when a new year starts, you do see some players just almost kick on a bit. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. La Liga, Atletico Madrid, I don't know if you guys saw the game, but the Eibar keeper took the penalty. Dimitrovic, I believe, Serbian keeper. It was a solid penalty to get past Oblak as well, put them in the lead. But then Luis Suarez, who's been unbelievable this season for them, to be fair. I mean, maybe not in the big games, but he's getting a lot of goals for them. Scored a couple yesterday on his birthday as well to get them the win. And I think he might be top scorer in the league as well. So really questioning Barca as to why they let that move happen. Yeah, Atletico Madrid are taking the league by storm there. So really interesting to see there. Real Madrid are knocked out in the Copa del Rey.
Tough tie for Chelsea.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's going to be big, man. That could be Bayern and Barca levels.
Yeah. Real Madrid are knocked out of the Copa del Rey by a third-tier team, I believe. Barcelona just made it through in extra time after they missed 2 penalties in normal time. I think Griezmann missed one and Dembele missed one as well. Then Serie A, AC Milan and Inter both dropped points in the weekend. Juve won 3-1, I believe. Weston McKennie's doing really well there. He's got a couple of goals now in the last few games. They're starting to kick on a bit. PSG, believe I remember seeing them win 4-0. I think Mbappe scored twice. Yeah. I mean, I don't really care about that, I can't lie, but they're doing well, which is good for them before the Champions League starts. But yeah, I think that's all the leagues covered. Honestly, man,
you really don't like that league, do you, Joe?
Yeah, I don't, man. I just want to see Mbappe and Neymar leave, but it doesn't seem like they are.
Hell, they got Poch now.
Yeah, but Poch is better in that league as well. That's the disappointing thing. But now, because he's there, he'll probably bring some other players there as well who waste their time as well. But, you know, that's what money brings. So I believe that is all for this week, unless you guys have something I missed.
No.
I don't think there's been any big transfers either off the top of my head. But
no.
I think by next episode, the transfer window will have closed. A couple big prem games with Liverpool, Spurs, and United.
This transfer window's been awful, man.
I've loved it. I can't lie. I've loved it. Just getting rid of some dead players and annoying people coming in. But yeah, that's all for now. Have a nice.
Before I think it's time to